Today I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the life of Saint Claire of Assisi. Saint Claire is famously known as the patron saint of eye diseases and good weather. She was born on July 16, 1194 in Assisi, and she was the eldest daughter of her family. Her father was a wealthy man who owned a huge palace, and her mother was a devout Christian. Even though she was raised in luxury, she avoided rich life and worldly pleasures. Around her time, a religious man named Francis of Assisi, who would later become a saint, became well known in her town for preaching about simplicity and prayer. And when she was a teenager, she wanted to follow this man, and she was inspired by his preaching. In one evening, when she was just 18 years old, she ran away from home to meet Francis, who was preaching in a neighboring town chapel. When she met him, she knelt down before him and pledged herself to God and vowed to follow his way of life. In a powerful ceremony, Francis cut her hair and gave her a simple brown robe where she became his follower. When her family heard about this, they were outraged. They then came to Francis to take her back, but when they arrived, she clung to the altar and showed her cut hair and then told them she belonged to Jesus. Eventually, her family accepted her decision, and even her younger sister, Agnes, joined her with other young women in her town. Together, they formed a community called the Order of Saint Claire. It was a religious order for women dedicated to live a life of prayer, work, and silent contemplation. Because of her deep spirituality, she also performed many miracles during her lifetime. One of those famous miracles happened in 1240, when the Saracen mercenaries wanted to invade her convent. As the soldiers started attacking their walls, she took the Blessed Sacrament and lifted up in the air. She then prayed to God for protection, and miraculously, the mercenaries walked away without harming anyone in the convent. This miracle was famously known as the miracle of the Blessed Sacrament, and was also witnessed by many at the time it occurred. Another miracle story happened in her later life when she was too weak to rise and was bedridden in the convent. On one Christmas Eve, her heart was broken because she could not join the sisters in attending the Mass in the chapel due to her illness. As she lay in her bed, she expressed her sorrow to God for not being able to join. Then suddenly, she saw the entire Mass on the wall of her cell, as if it was like a live broadcast. After the Mass, she shared her vision with the sisters, and they believed everything she said happened during the celebration. On the morning of August 11, 1253, she passed away surrounded by her sisters, and her face was said to have glowed with peace. Later, she was canonized as a saint, and today her congregation is running in 80 countries with over 900 monasteries worldwide. She is also venerated as the patron saint of eye diseases and good weather, and her feast day is celebrated every 11th of August. If you like stories like this, support us, follow, like, and subscribe.